I'm Burak, here to save you from spending hours in front of the screen, wondering what to watch. I've compiled a list of the best thrillers waiting to be watched on Prime Video. There are as many hidden treasures waiting to be discovered as there are popular titles. Also, my favorite movie is hidden in this list. You should discover the clues one by one about this movie that will capture the minds of everyone who watches it for a while. By the way, I want you to choose the topic of the next video. I've left a link to a poll in the comments below so you can vote and give me your opinion. Now, let's start this thrilling journey. We open with a hard-hitting thriller, No One Lives. What at first seems like an ordinary kidnapping story soon turns into a survival nightmare. The criminals' plan is derailed when, instead of dealing with their victims, they have to face a much more dangerous predator. A movie where the tension builds in every scene, the characters gradually turn against each other, and the plot will turn you inside out. No One Lives will keep even those who say, "Thrillers don't impress me much," glued to their seats. In the next movie, we take a look at the story of a real hero. American Sniper is a masterpiece that brings the harshest realities of war to the audience. Centered on the life of Chris Kyle, this story shows the struggle not only on the battlefield, but also in a mental and emotional arena. You hold your breath as you watch the sniper scenes through binoculars and witness Kyle's deep inner reckoning during the conflicts with his family. Clint Eastwood's powerful direction and Bradley Cooper's impressive performance turn this movie into not only an action movie, but also a portrait of human psychology. At this point, the countdown to my favorite movie on my list has begun. I won't tell you which movie it is yet, but 4 movies later, you will see a masterpiece that will stick in your mind in every detail. For now, here's a unique thriller set under the sea. Stories set on a submarine are always tense, but The Wolf's Call turns that tension into a work of art. In a world on the brink of war, we are in an atmosphere where a single mistake by a sonar operator can upset the entire balance. Sounds and vibrations become a tool of conflict in a film that is not only a technological thriller, but also deals with the most delicate points of human psychology. Decisions, trust, and conflicts within the team keep the viewer on their toes, adding a whole new dimension to the usual war movie. If you like such hidden gems waiting to be discovered, I have included such recommendations in my video, The Best Hidden Movies on Prime Video. You can click on the cards or descriptions above and watch it. The next movie reveals how individual justice is achieved. Robert McCall may look like an ordinary pensioner, but the dark skills of his past turn him into a legend in the fight against injustice. The Equalizer captivates the audience not only with its action scenes, but also with the character's intelligence and approach to events. McCall's strategies make every move seem like a chess game. The atmosphere of the movie is so intense that you find yourself constantly asking, what will happen next? Denzel Washington's charisma is a bonus. Based on true events, Hotel Rwanda draws its tension not only from a physical threat, but from a human struggle. The story of Paul Rusesabagina, who tries to save hundreds of people during the Rwandan genocide, is based on moral responsibility and courage. In every scene that takes place in the corridors of the hotel, the question, what if they get caught, takes over your mind. This movie stays with you for a long time, not only for its suspense, but also for its social messages. By the way, I'm only one movie away from my favorite movie, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now we're picking up the pace a bit. A high-speed movie is next. Imagine a train, out of control and speeding towards disaster. Unstoppable offers much more than a physical thriller. The tension created by the dangerous chemicals the train carries is felt, not only as the train moves along the tracks, but also in the internal conflicts of the characters. Denzel Washington and Chris Pine's terrific chemistry turns the movie into an action show. Throughout the movie, you will be asking the question, will the train stop? And you will not be able to stop putting yourself in the character's shoes. And now the next movie will take you to a completely different world. Donnie Darko, with its dark atmosphere, confusing events, and a story that makes you think, is not just a movie for me, but an experience. The first time I saw it, I remember staring blankly at the screen for a long time after it was over, trying to find an answer to the questions that were swirling around in my head. Even when I closed my eyes, I couldn't stop thinking about the mysterious rabbit figure and the possibilities of parallel universes. This movie, with its story and depth, draws you in and makes you question at the same time. What world do we really live in, and how free are our choices? If you like post-apocalyptic and mystery-themed movies, You can also check out my post-apocalyptic movie recommendations on Prime Video using the cards above or in the description. But remember this, watching Donnie Darko is like discovering the pinnacle of this kind of movie. Defuse a bomb? Sounds simple, right? But The Hurt Locker makes you feel the complexity and danger of the task, and how every decision hangs like a shadow over your life. Jeremy Renner plays William James, a bomb disposal expert who is trying to suppress his own fears and human weaknesses while working in the face of death. Throughout the movie, in every scene, you feel as if you are in that minefield. Sweat on your hands, anticipation in your eyes, because every move James makes dances on the thin line between life and death. Even if there is no explosion, the quiet and deep atmosphere creates the feeling that something is going to happen at any moment. But this movie is not only about bombs and explosions, it is also a portrait of how war damages human beings and their souls. It is a masterpiece that keeps you glued to the screen with both physical and psychological tension. Next up is a smaller story but a much bigger thriller. A dinner, an ordinary, pleasant night spent with friends, until a comet crosses the sky. From that moment on, everything changes. Coherence is a movie that ratchets up the tension, not only with events, but also with an atmosphere that takes your breath away. In the beginning, the oddities at the table create a slight discomfort. Cell phones don't work, lights go on and off, you look out the window and see the streets empty. But then, every minute that passes inside that house puts the viewer in a labyrinth that gets narrower and narrower. The growing tension between the characters turns an ordinary dinner into a survival game full of paranoia. Everyone's intentions are questioned, secrets lurking beneath the surface. The question, which universe is real, who is telling the truth, haunts not only the characters but also the audience. The atmosphere of the movie is so intense that it is as if you are sitting at the table and you feel how dangerous every misstep can be. And here's the top of the list, Captain Phillips. The tension in the movie is so intense that you can almost feel the sense of fear and responsibility through the eyes of the sweat-soaked Captain Phillips. In the final scenes, set in the suffocating atmosphere of a cramped lifeboat, the encircling sea and armed pirates, you will physically feel the tension coming from the screen. Tom Hanks's performance is simply mesmerizing. His anxious breathing, his desperate looks, and his effort to keep everything under control unite the audience with the movie. At one point in the scene where Captain Phillips looks at the pirates in desperation, you will feel that the movie has completely taken over you. If you haven't seen this movie based on a true story, you don't know what the struggle for survival is all about. I hope you enjoyed the movies on this list and found some new favorites to watch. If you discovered my favorite movie, don't forget to share in the comments why it might be special for you too. You can choose the topic of the next video. You can vote by clicking on the poll link in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more suggestions. See you in the next video.